Okay guys, this is video on installing a third function valve. This is WR long and a new Rakemaster Grapple 80 inch from Mr. John Lynn. I had a problem with the bolt hole lining up, so these right here are just pulled in as tight as they can go, but you can see there's no wiggle. Everything works fine. And then this right here opens, toggle opens, you can see it open, and then this one closes. Alright, now I'll set it down and get out of the tractor and show you how I had to rig it up. It actually took me about maybe 4.5 hours to do this project today, but I am very pleased with it. I installed this on a 6115D with a H310 loader. I told John about it. He sent me everything that I needed. The hoses, everything hooked up fine. So when I got it, the hoses was in here, and I had to take the quick connects off the side of it to run it back through right here and hook it up, which is no big deal. So right now I need to weld this plate right here, but that's the only thing I'm left on this whole project. This hose connection was sent by John Lynn. He sent the whole thing. What I had to do was I run my hoses through here. I had to take off this plate and take off the fittings and run them up through right here through your loader. Now, when I got it up here, I didn't put it in the boot because John, I told him to make the hoses a little bit longer, and see, I just wrapped them around right here. But the initial project right here was everything based around the WR long valve. So once I mounted it, and by the way, 18mm bolts, it's kind of tight, so I recommend a breaker bar. Pull these off and then put your plate in and then secure them. And then these wires come from the long valve, and they go inside to your joystick, which I just securely fastened with the zip ties and put the joystick in just like they said, and then I function tested it and made sure that the top toggle would open and the bottom would close. Now on the power wire, I drilled a hole right here, and I run my power wire that way, and I run my controls this way, and you can see where I come up with the controls, and then you can see where I come up with a power wire. Now, coming up with a power wire, I just attached it right here. It may be a little loose, but I don't think we'll have any problem. And I took my voltmeter and touched it to whichever one cut on with the key. So this is your power. It comes in non-stop, so we don't want to hook it to that because it'll have power non-stop, right? So we hooked it to the top right here, so as soon as I turn on the key, it engages the power, feeds the long valve. And next, so I made a mistake right here. I put my hose on the inside, and see when it charged up, it kind of cut it right there. So you got a bevel in between, so try not to make the same mistake I did. Once you hook the valve up, you have to come down here and you have to break this connection, and it's power beyond port. It'll say PB on it. There'll be a piece of tubing that runs from here all the way back to right there. I had to remove that piece of tubing. So once I removed that piece of tubing, it was pretty easy. It's a tight fit getting in there, so make sure you got good size wrenches for it. Me, I didn't have the correct size wrenches, so I had to use crescent wrenches. So it took me a little bit longer to do that. But one hose that goes to the port, the backside, come down, it goes all the way to that one, which goes to your rear remotes. And then when you took this piece of tubing off here, this one goes to your other side, which is the one that I damaged on the inside. Once you get it hooked up there, you're in business. And like I say, it just takes a little strength. I did see a couple leaks from not tightening it up tight enough, so I had to snug the fittings up a little bit more. But as far as if I would have had the right tools to start with, probably maybe 3.5 hours tops. You can see where I drilled the hole in the bottom. I kind of need to do something else to keep it from rubbing on there, but I put this zip tie right here to keep it straight up and down where it won't move much. So and once again, that runs to your controls, and that's pretty much it. Now let's talk a second about the Grapple. It's pretty tough built. Yeah, this is all 1 inch down the side on this, and then all the bottom is 1 inch all the way across. It looks pretty tough, and I can't wait to use it. But I wanted one big enough where I could do some good severe work. I had a tornado hit my land, so I kind of want to clear up a bunch of trees and debris, and I think this is the right grapple for the job. So if you're looking at a grapple, I paid Mr. Lynn $2,800 for the grapple, which is an exceptional price, and then another $950 for the long valve, which is, you know, $850 cheaper than you would have them install it at the John Deere place. So and the grapple at the John Deere place is way more than that too. So maybe the best thing to do if you're on a tight budget, or if you like doing projects on your own, you know, contact Mr. John Lynn, Perry, Florida. By the way, I'm not making any money off of him. I just, you know, I saved $1,800, $2,000 on this mod, so I'm giving him all the props. And the WR Long, just call John and he'll hook you up. Thank you.